Good evening, everyone. This evening is our monthly meeting of the Board of Adjustment. We are committed to a transparent process and encouragement of public comment during our meetings. We will be accepting testimony from all parties. If you wish to testify on any particular petition before us this evening using the Zoom platform, please use the raise hand feature. You can raise your hand at any time and we will recognize you at the appropriate time for the presentation of evidence for each case. If in person this evening, please hand staff your speaker's card. Planner Robin Keefe will be moderating the hybrid meeting and will be asked to provide names of those individuals that wish to speak. I would like to call the meeting of the City of Wildwood's Board of Adjustment to order. The board members today are Bob Morris, board member, Kevin Lux, board member, Arnie Sprunger, board member, and myself, Jared Frank, chair. The Department of Planning staff present is Joe Vunich, director of planning, and Robin Keefe, planner. City Attorney John Young and court reporter Becca Tuggle is also present with Mr. Young on Zoom. First, I offer into the record of the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, April 17th, 2025, and take official notice of the Board of the Zoning Ordinance of the City of Wildwood, including Chapter 400, Article 2, authorizing and establishing the Board of Adjustment's powers and duties. Now, let me explain the hearing procedure. Please be aware that the information I'm about to describe is also provided on the Board of Adjustment public hearing procedure handout, which was available online prior and up to tonight's meeting. This hearing is informal in its nature. However, the meeting's proceedings will be recorded by a reporter for future transcription if needed. The petitions are called in the order listed on the agenda. As the petition is called, I will ask the Department of Planning staff member to read each request into the record. Thereafter, the Department of Planning will have opening remarks and a brief slide presentation. Then the petitioner or his or her representative will be asked to state their name and address, be sworn in by the court reporter, make a brief presentation to the board explaining the nature of the requested variance, and present such evidence and witness testimony that may evidence the practical difficulty or unnecessary hardship that warrant the variance. The board will only consider the unique character of the property to determine whether they warrant the granting of a variance. The petitioner's presentation shall be limited to 15 minutes total, inclusive of any questions posed by the board, unless such time is extended by the chair. Board members may ask questions to clarify the facts of the petitioner's presentation. When the board is satisfied with the material presented by the petitioner, the chair will then ask if there is anyone present or online who would like to speak in favor or opposition to the requested variance. Each speaker will be asked to provide their name and address, be sworn in, and then provide their evidence and oral testimony. Witness testimony shall be limited to 5 minutes, inclusive of any questions posed by the board, unless such time is extended by the chair. Procedurally, the petitioner may request a continuance at any time during the hearing prior to a call for the vote in order to bring in additional evidence or testimony. The board may also continue the proceedings. After the submission of testimony and evidence from all interested parties, the board will ask a staff person to provide the Department of Planning's report on this matter if requested by any member of the board, the petitioner, or any individual that is participating in person or online. Once all witnesses have been heard, the chair will call for a motion to grant or deny, with or without conditions, then the board will vote. At that time, the presentation of evidence relating to the petition is concluded and no further evidence will be permitted. The board may make a decision today. 4 members of the board must vote in favor of the variance for it to be approved. Given there are only 4 members present this evening, the approval must be unanimous. If a variance is approved, the petitioner has 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use, or it will expire. If the board's decision is unfavorable, the petitioner has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. This appeal must be done within 30 days of the decision. Ms. Keefe, are there any questions at this time?
At this time, if there are any questions, please use the raise hand feature, or if you are in the audience, just raise your hand. Mr. Chair, I see no raised hand.
Hearing no questions at this time, the meeting will proceed. Will the department please read the request into the record, which will be followed by a brief slide presentation?
Mr. Chair, just to advise, the first item on tonight's agenda, BA 7-25, Marjorie Rugg, has postponed. They will be at our meeting in May, I believe. The next item on the agenda and the first case to be heard is BA 8-25, James and Katie Helms, 18402 Woodland Meadows Drive, Wildwood, Missouri 63038. request an exception to the minimum yard requirements general for the purpose of constructing a 4-car attached garage, 1,410 square feet in area, and a second-story addition to the existing garage, 495 square feet in area, upon the property being located at 18402 Woodlands Meadow Drive, located number 25X 540096, the Woodland Meadows subdivision, Lot 50, which would thereby authorize a front yard setback distance of 47 feet in lieu of 50 feet. The request is contrary to the requirements of Chapter 415.090 NU Non-Urban Resident District Regulations. An identical request was authorized by the Board of Adjustment on September 19th, 2024. This particular property is located in Ward 1, and before Ms. Keefe begins her presentation, the department would like to enter into the record the following items. Chapter 400, Article 2 of the City of Wildwood Municipal Code, the Board of Adjustment. Chapter 415 of the same City of Wildwood Municipal Code, the zoning ordinance. The file that has been developed and maintained by the Department of Planning regarding this particular request, and all contents contained therein, including the department's report with recommendation. And then finally, Mr. Chair, any items provided as part of tonight's hearing, including but not limited to testimony, exhibits, photographs, maps, and any other items. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Yunich. Ms. Keefe?
All right, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Our first case this evening concerns the construction of a 4-car garage addition to a single-family home that is existing. This garage addition will have a second story to it. The petitioner is requesting a setback distance, a front yard setback distance of 47 feet in lieu of 50 feet for the purpose of constructing this garage. Again, this is an identical request to what was authorized last September by this board. The petitioner contacted the department prior to the expiration of the variance and noted that their architect was not yet prepared with plans for them to submit for building permit. So they requested an extension. So here they are back before you this evening. The subject site is located in the Woodland Meadows subdivision, which is located west of Highway 109 and just south of Highway 100, which you can see here. The property is located on the south side of Woodland Meadows Drive, which you can see here. Which contains within it a 50-foot private roadway easement with 25 feet of that easement on the petitioner's property or the subject lot. The lot is zoned non-urban residence district. So it does maintain some of the larger setback distances in Wildwood, including a 50-foot front yard setback distance from any roadway easement. So effectively, from the front yard property line, the home would need to be set back 75 feet in this case. The subject lot is occupied by a single-family dwelling that was built in 1986 with 2,700 feet of total living area. The topography on this property is varied, with the most level portion being in front of the single-family dwelling, but then steeply descending back behind it. To the rear of the dwelling is heavily wooded. To the very front in the front yard is lawn area. This is a view of the front of the home. We're looking southwest. Here is an existing survey of the property. So the blue represents the existing footprint of the home. This is the existing driveway area. Here is Woodland Meadows Drive. This red line here is the 50-foot building line. and that's 50 feet from the edge of the road easement, which is this dashed line here. So this is easement. This is a drawing of the proposed garage. Here you can see its footprint, along with how the driveway will be expanded, widened to accommodate it. Again, this is the footprint of the garage, including some of those dimensions. This is an elevation, the front elevation of the existing dwelling and garage. And this is the proposed front elevation with the garage. Oh, and I did want to note one thing, going back to this picture here. So in red, you can see the garage. Here is the building line. So that 3 feet we're talking about is just this corner here. So again, this is southwest looking at the dwelling. This is looking south at the location of the proposed garage addition. That's just another perspective of that same area. This is looking northwest at Woodland Meadows Drive. This is looking across the street north. And then this is looking southeast on Woodland Meadows Drive. This is standing in the location of the proposed addition looking north. This is standing just behind where that location is, looking towards the residence. And then this is looking in the other direction, south. And here we're looking west along the rear of the dwelling. And this is, again, looking southwest at both the driveway area and the residence. There have been several variances approved in this same subdivision related to setbacks, as you can see here. And the subdivision indentures do require written consent of 2/3 of homeowners in that subdivision in order to build a permanent garage in view of the road. So in this case, the petitioner also submitted those 2/3 in the form of signatures supporting the project. That concludes my presentation at this time. If you have any questions for the department, we are available to answer them.
Thank you, Ms. Keefe.
I have one real quick question. So this is the same variance request as last year. Were there any conditions put on the approval of the variance last year?
No, I don't believe so. And the approval letter is in your packet this evening.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Keefe. Any other questions? All right.
Thank you.
This time, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say I will need to promote the applicant on Zoom. Thank you.
At this time, Ms. Keefe will promote the petitioner. Please come forward, state his or her name, address, relation to the property, and then we'll get you sworn in by the court reporter. Are you there, Ms. Helms?
Okay, sorry, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. If you could
Okay,
please state
great.
your name, address, relationship to this request, and we'll get you sworn in.
My name's Katie Helms. I live at 18402 Woodland Meadows Drive, Wildwood, Missouri, 63038, and I am one of the homeowners. Did you hear that? Am I here?
We'll get you sworn in again, just for Ms. Helms.
Okay.
This is the court
Okay.
reporter. Can you raise your right hand? Do you
Yes.
solemnly
Oh, sorry,
swear
it
the
wasn't on the
statements you're
thing.
about? Do you solemnly
Yes.
swear the statements you're about to make in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Helms. If you could please state the nature of the variance and the hardship it presents.
We're requesting the setback be changed from 50 foot to 37 feet for a 3-foot deviance in order to accommodate building a 4-car garage. As Robin noted, there's just one corner of it that actually extends over it. The reason why we're asking to construct the garage is because in our current house, we have to use our current existing garage as rough storage because there's no other rough storage in the house. So by constructing the garage, we would have places to park our vehicles as well as rough storage on the 2nd story above the vehicle area.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I don't
Nope.
know.
You're good. Any questions for Ms. Helms?
I'm not sure if I heard her correctly. I thought she said she was requesting a setback of 37 feet. Did you mean 37 or 47 feet?
47.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Ms. Helms.
Thank you.
Any speakers in the audience or online that may want to speak in favor or opposition to this request? Each speaker has 5 minutes to present, inclusive of the board's questions, unless the chair allows additional time.
Mr. Chair, I have no speaker cards and the individual online is associated with the next petition.
Perfect. Would anybody like to hear the oral presentation of the department's report on this matter? Seeing none. Any final comments the Department of Planning would like to make?
Well, Mr. Chair, members of the board, the department is supporting this variance in this case. Obviously, this board has authorized it in the past. The petitioner did contact us prior to the expiration of the variance, and it is a very minimal request. I can go into some of the hardship on the individual lot if you need me to. But I think really it just comes down to this is a very minimal request. Thank you.
Thank you. Any final comments from the board? This time we will close proceeding for a vote. Can I have a motion to approve, a motion to deny, or approve with conditions?
I'll go ahead, motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by Mr. Lux. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Lux, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Sprunger?
Approved?
And I as well approve. Congratulations, your variance is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll move right into the second request, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, the second request and final on the agenda tonight is BO 9-25, Greg and Linda Stockel, 4436 Acacia Road, Wildwood, Missouri, 63025, care of Tom Sowery, Tough Shed, 177 South Harrison Street, Suite 600, Denver, Colorado, 80210. Request an exception to the minimum yard requirements general for the purpose of constructing a detached shed 120 square feet in area upon the property located at 4436 Acacia Road, locator number 28V620160, Acacia Subdivision, Lot 11. which would authorize a front yard setback distance of 15 feet from the private roadway right-of-way line in lieu of the required 50 feet, and a southern side yard setback distance of 5 feet in lieu of the required 30 feet. This request is contrary to the requirements of Chapter 415090 NU Non-Urban District Regulations of the City of Wildwood Zoning Ordinance. This particular property is located in Ward 6. And again, Mr. Chair, with your permission, before Ms. Keefe begins her presentation, the department would like to enter into the record the following items. Chapter 400, Article 2 of the City of Wildwood Municipal Code, the Board of Adjustment. Chapter 415 of the same City of Wildwood Municipal Code, the Zoning Ordinance. The file that has been developed and maintained by the department relative to this request, and all contents contained therein, including the department's report with recommendation, and then any items provided as part of tonight's hearing, including but not limited to testimony, exhibits, photographs, maps, and other items. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Bunich. Ms. Keefe?
All right, Mr. Chair, members of the board, our second case this evening concerns the construction of a detached shed, which would be located at a front yard setback distance of 15 feet in lieu of 50 feet and 5 feet in lieu of 30 feet, which is required by the non-urban residence district, which is the designation of the subject lot. The subject lot in this case, it should be noted, is a legally non-conforming lot. It is 0.79 acres in area, which, as you may know, the non-urban residence district carries with it a 3-acre minimum. So we're less than 1/3 of that. The subject lot is located in the southeastern portion of Wildwood, just east of Highway 109 and along the city's shared boundary with the city of Eureka. It is located in the Acacia subdivision, which was planned along the original route of Missouri Pacific Railroad in 1923. So it's one of Wildwood's more historic subdivisions. Most of the homes in the subdivision are of a very modest size, compatible with the small size of the lot in this case. So this was platted well before the non-urban residence district was established. Most of these homes do have a spectacular view of the Merrimack River Valley. Acacia Road, which is a private roadway, does bisect most of these lots, which proves to be an interesting feature to contend with. The single-family dwelling on the subject lot was built in 1924 with a total living area of 1,564 square feet. The lot is I apologize for that. As you can see here in this aerial, the lot is heavily wooded on most portions of it. And the topography is varied. The home is located upon a ridge, so it descends towards both ends of the lot, with the eastern portion being pretty steep with 60 feet of overall relief. The petitioner would like to build a tough shed upon the lot, which will be 120 square feet in area. A shed of this size does not require a building permit. It only requires a zoning authorization. This is the site plan submitted by the petitioner. This is the existing dwelling upon the lot. This is the associated garage. This is the petitioner's driveway. This is the turnaround driveway, and this is Acacia Road. So the reason we're talking in this case is because Acacia Road bisects the lot, As you may be familiar with the non-urban residence district, there is a 50-foot front yard setback requirement from this public or private roadway. So, and that would go on either side of it. So it would affect the dwelling, and it also affects the shed, which is this red blob here. The doors of the shed will face Acacia Road, so it will front the road and give that appearance. This is the front of the residence. We're looking slightly northeast. This is Acacia Road looking north. This is looking south on Acacia Road. This is an existing gravel pad where you can see this trailer sitting. This is where the shed would be located if the variance is granted. So it's right along that driveway turnaround area on an existing gravel pad. This is the southern neighbor most affected. And this is this is the rear yard and the view of the Merrimack Valley. Many variances have been approved in Acacia subdivision, largely due to the fact that it was platted before the zoning district was established. So there have been many variances to setback distances. One neighbor did submit a written comment in support of the variance request. And that concludes my presentation this evening. If you have any questions, the department is available to answer them.
I'll wait till afterward.
All right, thank you.
Any questions, initial questions? All right. Thank you, Ms. Keefe. At this time, will the petitioner please come forward, state his or her name, address, relationship to the property, and then be sworn in by the court reporter?
Good evening. My name's Greg Stockel, resident. Me and my wife are resident at 4436 Acacia Road in Wildwood since 1987.
Just a moment, we'll get you sworn in here.
Swear me. I do.
Please
Thank
proceed,
you.
Mr. Stockel.
Yeah, thank you for hearing the petition this evening. As was stated, our home was built in the 1920s. We've renovated it. I couldn't get my wife to live there without renovation. And we turned it into like a 4-season, year-round home. And the drawback we have is it's crawl space. So we've got no basement. I have a 2-car garage, but I'm overcrowded for tools. I'm looking at the lay of the land and going, well, where I'm parking my trailer would be a nice place to have a tool shed, basically. So I could park my lawnmower there instead of covering it with a tarp for the winter, and put some tools that are overcrowding the garage there. And that's in essence what I'm trying to accomplish. I think it would add value to the house that, I wouldn't have this crowded garage, and I need the space for tools. And that's the gist of it. The lot size is only 100 feet wide. It's tough to accommodate what we've got, but I think it would complement the lot the way it's designed right now. Our western side of the lot is now a drain field, a new drain field septic system. So I can't try to stay within the setbacks in that area because I'd be impacting a drain field that just got put in considerable care. And I can't go to the east side because it's all drop off, and I can't get around the house to get it put there. So I'm kind of stuck.
Mhm.
And this is like the best location I think we could do it in. And just like to see if we can get a variance to do that.
Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Stockham. Any questions for the petitioner?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
if I could add just one note, the reason that Mr. Stockel has a new septic system and drain field is his original location ended up being the route of the new water main that serves the city of Eureka. And so his drain field septic system had to be relocated, and that was no small task. Mr. Stockel was one of the few property owners along that route that actually worked with the water company to get the easement established and the main in place. So he's gone through a lot lately to get to this point. Thank you.
Thank you for that context. Director Vina, just good to know. Any questions? All right. Thank you, Mr. Stockham.
Thank you.
Any speakers in the audience that may want to speak in favor or opposition to this request? Each speaker has 5 minutes to present, inclusive of the board's questions, unless the chair allows additional time.
Mr. Chair, I do believe we have a representative of the petitioner online this evening from Tough Shed. You may wish to speak.
Nicholas from Tough Shed, would you like to add anything?
Good evening. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes, we can. Please go ahead. If you could state your name, address, relationship to this petition, and then we'll get you sworn in.
My name is Nicholas Ramirez III. I live at 9641 Dale Glade, Dallas, Texas. Yes, Dallas, Texas. I am a Tough Shed representative for obtaining permits, zoning permits. I work for Tough Shed.
Okay, we'll get you sworn in here.
Okay.
This is the court reporter. Can you raise your right hand?
Yes, I can.
Do you solemnly swear the statements you're about to make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Floor is yours, Nicholas.
Hello. I just wanted to let you know that, yes, the building will look very nice, very decent. It's a very fantastic building, very well built. Another thing, if needed or if required for any particular reason at all, we can put runners on the building itself. If Greg had to move the building for any particular reason, for whatsoever, we can make that a little bit easier. Also, if needed or if required, we could anchor the building down just in order to help support the building, keep the building in place. Whatever the board would need, we would be able to accommodate.
Any other questions for Nicholas?
So since you brought it up, does the shed sit on like some type of foundation, or what's the construction of this thing?
Oh, yes, it is a LP siding. It's a wooden storage building. It has a galvanized steel base, and the base of the building, it has a floor on the interior part of it, of course. So, and it's all bolted together on site. So we do assemble it there on site. We can also build this and haul it to the property if we need and drop it off, if you prefer it that way. But generally, we assemble the building on site. We do level the building. I'm sorry, another thing. We do level the building with concrete pavers and wood chims.
Yeah, I think was a little curious about, we had a recent storm here like a month ago, and a lot of buildings are on foundations or anchored in some way. So this building is or is not securely fastened to the ground.
Currently, it is not, but that can always change. That's something that we would speak to Greg about and get that. If the board wishes, yes, we can anchor it. When we do anchor the building also, just to inform you a little bit on that, we use what are called MR88 anchors. They go down roughly anywhere from 42 to 48 inches into the ground. And then those anchors are basically bolted to the building, so it will anchor, and there would be 4 anchors if required.
Yeah, I'm not trying to engineer anything here. I am thinking a little bit about the petitioner's best interest in terms of, the building, that I can see why you would want it and need it. Just wouldn't want it to blow away in the next storm.
Correct. We don't want him to lose his money either, but again, that's up to the board.
Go ahead, Director Rainich.
Mr. Chair, as Ms. Keefe mentioned, the size of the shed does not trigger the need for a building permit at 120 square feet. And so for the most part, it can be on dirt, gravel, asphalt, concrete, pavers, whatever. But I would also encourage Mr. Stockel to consider anchoring it, just because the storms in the area have gotten a little more violent over time, and we sure hate to see it tip over or fall. Thank you.
But ultimately, it's up to him whether, Mr. Stockel, whether or not he wants to do that. Yeah, right. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Any other questions for either petitioner or representative? Seeing none. Any other speakers in the audience that want to speak in favor or opposition to this, Ms. Keefe?
Mr. Chair, there are no other speakers online, and I have no speakers cards.
Okay. Would anybody like to hear an oral presentation of the department's report? Seeing none. Any other final comments from the Department of Planning?
Yes, Mr. Chair, members of the board, the Department of Planning is supporting this variance request. Again, Acacia subdivision has been around a long time, well before the city was incorporated and even before the non-urban residence district was established. So we believe that this shed is compatible with the area. There are many homes with deviating from the setback requirements of the zoning district. There is limited buildable area upon the lot for various reasons, as you heard in the testimony. And we believe this is a logical placement for the shed upon an existing gravel pad. So we are supporting it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other final comments from the board? Seeing none, we will close this proceeding for a vote. Can I have a motion to approve, deny, or approve with conditions?
Well, I'll go ahead and make a motion, but right before I do that, I do want to encourage the petitioner to strongly consider the anchor, concept, as Director Vunich alluded to as well. But I will make a motion to approve the variance as submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Sprunger. Do we have a second to approve as submitted? Thank you, Mr. Morris. We have a second. Mr. Morris, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Lux?
Approve.
Mr. Sprunger?
Approve?
And I approve as well. Congratulations, your variance is approved. We have one final item on tonight's agenda, which is to approve the minutes from the March 31st, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve.
And a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Morris, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Lux?
Approve.
Mr. Sprunger?
Approve?
And I approve the minutes as well. So those minutes are approved. With that, any other business, Dr. Kunich?
I'm sure Ms. Keefe shares the same feeling. Thanks for being here tonight. We always appreciate your assistance and attendance. So thank you.
Thank you to the department. At this time, we will consider this motion or this meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.